Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another speed build. In this speed build, I'm building a mermaid castle on a 40 by 30 lot in Sulani. So when Island Living was announced and when we learned that there will be some mermaids, I was super excited because I really like mermaids. And after the release, I was kind of planning to build a mermaid themed build, but this hasn't happened yet until now. I don't know, just couldn't come up with the idea. I kind of thought about building a underwater mermaid mansion, but then I realized that it's impossible to build underwater in Sulani. I don't know why, but I kind of had the idea that it would be possible to build something inside the water, like a basement basically, which is not possible. And then I was kind of stuck because a mermaid lives in the ocean and I kind of wanted to build something that really connects the build with the ocean, so it's like a proper mermaid build, because what makes a build a mermaid build basically? This was kind of what I was asking myself. And I kind of wanted to build a castle. I don't know why, but probably because as a kid I was super obsessed with the Little Mermaid. And when I think about a house or a build that is kind of suitable for a mermaid, I just have to think about the castle from the Little Mermaid. Of course, this castle that I'm building here doesn't look like this one at all, but I don't know, just kind of thought of building a castle, and this is really compact. A castle is usually really huge and majestic, but this is kind of the suburban version of a castle. It's really compact on the inside, as you will see. And I really wanted to connect the idea of a castle with the ocean. As I said, I kind of struggled with coming up with an idea that is really kind of like a proper mermaid build. So what I did was I built a grotto underneath the castle. So the front or the back, because in the gallery the other side is going to be the front, there is a grotto underneath and it's open, so the mermaid can just jump into the water and swim into the ocean. There's just a tiny problem that I kind of ran into that I wasn't aware of, but I fixed it. So I added the ladder that we got in Island Living, but mermaids cannot use these, so they cannot do that because they have a fin, they are a mermaid. It totally makes sense when you think about it, but they don't kind of change their form before they use the ladder. They can just not use them. So the mermaid can jump into the water down there, and then I was kind of asking myself, okay, how is she going to enter the castle? So I just added some stairs on the right side because there the water is shallow enough to add some stairs, and she can just use them because stairs are not a problem for mermaids apparently, and she can just enter the grotto again. As you will see, I added a couple of lounge chairs down there, so it's like some type of secret super cool mermaid hiding spot or something. Color wise, I was going for a blue color for the roof because I wanted this to look like a mermaid castle, so I kind of wanted to use a lot of blue so it looks like the ocean. But I also used a lot of pink because I wanted this to look very fairy tale like, very dreamy, so I used a combination of a pastel pink and this wonderful blue. And the windows are part of StrangerVille and they just have the perfect color. The color is almost identical with the color that I chose for the roof. And then I used a fence that is part of the vampire pack, and it's like some type of beige, but it almost looks golden, and I felt like it totally adds to the look of a proper castle. And I was kind of winging the shape. I just built the kind of the main part of the castle, and then I added more and more towers and little sections, so it looks kind of balanced and like a nice castle, because I felt like in some points there was just something missing, so I added more, just like I'm doing here, and I'm just expanding it more and more. And as I said, it's kind of super compact because underneath there's the grotto, and then on top it's not as big as it looks. There's one bedroom and 3 bathrooms. One bathroom is just a guest bathroom basically, and 2 bathrooms are just regular bathrooms. I don't know, but I just felt the need of adding enough bathrooms, and 2 of them have a wonderful bathtub because mermaids kind of hydrate inside a bathtub, because maybe it's just not a proper day to enter the ocean. Maybe she just wants to hang out in the bathtub, I don't know, but I just felt like adding enough bathrooms to this build. And I combined some gold with this build color wise, so I really wanted this to look kind of like something right out of a fairy tale. I don't know, but it just kind of had this aesthetic for me when I was combining these colors. And the interior, as you will see, is kind of super pink and super girly. At first I also wanted to combine a lot of blue on the interior, so it kind of makes sense because I used the blue for the roof and all that, but then I just felt like adding a lot of pink. I don't know, but it just happened. And it was really kind of weird to build this because this is really uncommon for me. I like to build kind of regular residential lots, and every now and then I step out of my comfort zone. But this is like a proper fantasy build, and this is something that I'm not doing that often. But it was a lot of fun. It was something different for once. It's the first proper kind of castle that I've built. I mean, proper, it's kind of, as I said, a suburban castle, so it's not like it's not Hogwarts or something, but it's the first real castle. I had a build that I called Base Game Castle, and it kind of is a castle, but it really, this is like the first real proper castle on this channel, and it was a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys like it, and I hope that it kind of fits into the mermaid theme, and I'm so curious to read what you guys think about this. I'm now adding the pastel pink to the outside. It's so pastel that you can almost not really tell that it's pink. It almost looks, I don't know, it's just really pastel. It's really not popping. I didn't want this to pop. I really wanted to have a beautiful pastel color, and then I added these wall decorations that are part of Jungle Adventure. They have some blue in them, and I felt like it's perfect because, once again, it's almost the same color as the roof and the windows have, and I love to use this object. I also love to use it as some type of cornerstone sometimes, so it's just perfect. And I added a couple of freezers and shelves, just one more decoration. I really like to go overboard with the exterior decoration, and I felt like that it's just perfect for a castle because you really want this to look kind of majestic, and it's totally okay when there's a lot of stuff going on, I felt like. But at the same time, when I was adding more and more stuff, I felt like it was too much, or that the color just kind of changed the whole theme. As you will see, I'm going to add a debug object of island living, a shell, and I felt like it just looks so weird. And I also added a couple of plants, as you can see here, and it was just too much, so I kind of removed them because I felt like the green was kind of so eye-catching that it was just too much. I don't know, it was really difficult to kind of have a balance, so I got rid of the ones on the left side because, as I said, I felt like it was just too eye-catching. I still wanted to keep a couple of those because it still adds to the whole mermaid ocean kind of look, but I didn't want to use too many because it would just be too eye-catching, too overbearing, so I really wanted to get rid of the ones on the left side. Also, the grotto underneath is kind of the coolest feature of this build probably, and if I would have used too many plants in front of it, it would kind of obstruct the view. It would kind of take away from this idea and the look, so I just got rid of them. And then I added a couple of flowers that are part of Get to Work. Get to Work is the pack that added the aliens and Sixum and all that, so I used these flowers. They're glowing in the dark. They're really beautiful, and I felt like it looks really dreamy, and I just wanted to add them instead of corals, just something that looks a little bit like a fairy tale. And yeah, here I added these candles, and I'm also going to get rid of them because it was just too much color wise. Building this kind of reminded me so much of my childhood because, as I said, I was obsessed with the Little Mermaid. I was kind of driving my mother insane with this movie because I loved it so much. I was watching it all day, every day, and she watched it with me a lot of the time. So nowadays, kids are driving their parents crazy with watching Frozen all the time, and for me, during my days back in the day, it was the Little Mermaid. I just loved it so much. I had a huge Ariel on the wall in my room. My mother made it for me, and it looked so amazing. It was like some type of crafting project that she had, and she used the foam rubber, but it looked so good. It looked like almost store-bought, like it didn't look like some type of do-it-yourself crafting project, and it was huge, and it was in my room on the wall, and I just loved it so much. And whenever I was swimming, I was pretending to be a mermaid. I remember trying to swim like this, and I don't know, but I was just obsessed. I almost kind of forgot about this because, I don't know, the obsession kind of stopped at some point, but I still really like mermaids, and this kind of brought back so many memories of my childhood and how I watched this movie over and over again. And yeah, building a mermaid house was something different and so much fun. So here I'm working on the interior. As I already said, I used a lot of pink. The only blue thing about the interior are the windows, really, but I feel like it's enough because from the inside, when you look at the windows, there's kind of a lot of blue going on. But then I decided to use the island living curtains to kind of hide the blue windows. I don't know, I was just totally in pink mode, and I'm like not even the biggest fan of pink, but I just felt so drawn to the pink color in this build. I don't know, I just felt like building a pink interior for a mermaid. I was in complete girly mode and it was so much fun. The wallpaper is part of Get Famous, and so is the lamp that I placed over the island counter. And honestly, this lamp kind of reminds me of some type of seashell, but it just reminded me of this and I felt like it was a good choice. I again used a couple of golden details for the interior, just like I did for the exterior, and next to the TV there is kind of like the most narrow hallway that I've ever seen. It leads to the guest bathroom. The guest bathroom only has a toilet and a sink, so there is no shower or bathtub in it or something. It's just a very kind of small guest bathroom that I wanted to include at the bottom. The floor plan is kind of crazy because once again I didn't work out a floor plan. I just started to build the exterior and then I was kind of checking what is going on and I was working out a floor plan. But it kind of worked surprisingly well, I have to say. It's kind of different, but it worked well, and this is the bedroom, and the bedroom kind of has this little beautiful nook because of the tower, and I just added a couple of armchairs there, and the bedroom is kind of really simple, like a really beautiful sun-flooded romantic pink bedroom. And as I said, I decided to include two bathrooms. One bathroom is directly attached to the bedroom, so it's an ensuite, and then there is a additional bathroom, so if some other mermaids are over, there are enough bathtubs for everyone. Right, I almost forgot I used a blue wall color for a section of one of the bathrooms. I know I said that I didn't use any blue in the interior, but that was a lie. I used a bit of blue for this wall. I almost forgot about this. I used a lot of Get Famous stuff for this build because whenever you want to build something that looks like a castle, it's the perfect pack. I've said it before. I was mostly talking about this when I was building something modern because I feel like Get Famous has a lot of good stuff for modern builds, especially the windows. Just a lot of good stuff that I like to combine with some other objects. But there is another side to the Get Famous pack, and these objects just look like a castle interior basically. And finally, for once, I'm actually building a castle. So I have told you a million times that Get Famous is such a good pack for building a castle, and here I am building a castle. So this is the grotto. I just added a fence and deleted the floor. The water down there is too shallow to actually swim in it, so I just added a couple of rocks. So I just wanted to have a bit of decoration because the whole area was so big and I had no idea what to place in the center, kind of, because I just wanted to have a couple of lounge chairs and candles, just a couple of really romantic cute corners. So I felt like I really wanted to have some water in the center. It just looks good. So this is almost it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this speed build. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And this house is available in the gallery. As always, you can find all the information in the description box down below. And I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!